guys, welcome to another video. So for today's video I'm going to be doing pixel art, and the type of genre of pixel art I want to do were creating my own type of Pokemon, because the first ever Pokemon games were released on Game Boy. So let's hop into the video and I'll talk more about it. So I decided to create my own Pokemon for one particular reason. I wanted to create my own type of Pokemon because I just started getting into doing pixel art, and it's something really new for me, and the way I can learn is by creating my own cool and cute characters. And the other second reason is I was busy just playing some video games because I was bored, and then I came up with the idea of doing pixel art for a video and decided to do some Pokemon because I thought that would be fun. And the Pokemon I based it off of is I wanted to do the 3 different Pokemon you pick in the first game, the first Pokemon game. You had 3 characters to pick, Charizard, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle. So I decided to do those 3 Pokemon but in my own style and create my own starters. So the first one I went with was Charizard, because he's my favorite Pokemon when I would pick which starter I'd go for, and because this character is one of the coolest characters I've created, so I decided to go with the coolest character I've made. So I wanted to create a cat type Pokemon as a fire type, and he kind of looks like if Meowth was a fire type, and that's why I really chose that character, because it's the coolest from the bunch. And when I wanted to create Squirtle, it's my least favorite because there's not really too much, depth into that character, and it's not really that detailed. So this grass type of creator is not really my most favorite, but you'll see what I mean throughout the video. So usually when I edit these videos I don't really have any script, I just say what comes to mind and then start talking, and that's how I just usually do my videos. I kind of just rant about whatever comes to mind. So now I'm moving on to the coloring, and I'm adding in some shading into the character. And usually when I shade in on a digital program, how I usually do it is I lower down the opacity to 50% and use black or very dark purple to shade my characters. But with pixel art, I kind of have to create a pigment darker and a bit more brighter than the base coat, and then I just apply that on top, and that's how I usually do my traditional art. So yeah, and when I first started out doing digital art, I've always kind of used that same technique of just creating a lighter tone and then using that and then using a darker tone. And we are near the end of this character, so now it's time for me to show the finished result. So with this drawing, while I was busy drawing, I didn't really like how it was coming out from the beginning, but slowly as I was drawing I kind of started getting a liking towards the drawing. And the thing is that not all drawings will come out how you want it, so you just have to keep on continuing with it. And with the Pokemon, all the Pokemon drawings, I didn't really get a sense of idea of what I wanted them to look like, so I kind of had to wing it and kind of freestyle the characters and come up with the idea while I was drawing it on canvas. And sometimes it's difficult coming with ideas, especially for characters, and sometimes you just have to draw the characters and hope it turns out good. And sometimes it doesn't come out how you want, but that's just how art is. Sometimes you do something and it doesn't come out how you look like, and you just keep on have to practicing and kind of going out of your comfort zone with the drawings you come up with. Alright, now it's time to move on with the coloring, and I was busy playing around with what colors suit and what colors look best together, and it's always good to, play around with your colors in your composition to make sure they all connect together. And especially with the shading in, you don't want too much darkness in your piece, you don't want too much color in your piece, so you have to kind of balance it out to make sure it all connects together. And as you can see, I was busy playing around with the color composition and making sure everything comes together. We're nearing the end of this drawing, so in just a moment I'll show you what the end result will look like. So now it's time for the third and last Pokemon. So for this one, usually when I do pixel art, I block in the shapes and erase some of the detail, and it quite helps a lot creating the character's proportions instead of, like hand drawing its proportions. When you use blocks, you can easily come up with the shape of the character and kind of create it. And I've kind of had a hard time creating this Pokemon because it was quite difficult to create some of the detail, and as you can see, I've been pausing a lot and playing around with the face to try and come up with what the character should look like, but it ends up coming together very well, and I had some inspirational photos to kind of help me come up with this character. I really enjoyed doing this one because it has so much detail, and it was quite difficult doing this one, but it came out really good. So as you can see, I erased all the blocks and kind of neatened it up a bit, and now I'm just playing around with the tail, putting it in the right position, making sure it's big enough, and now I'm moving on to the inking. And I really like how this artwork is coming out and how everything is just connecting all together, and to be honest, it's quite fun drawing these characters, and it was tons of fun creating 3 different characters for this video. And I just love how it's all coming together, and I can't wait to show all the characters all together in the end. And as you can see, I've added a fin on its back and kind of make it go all around and wrap all together, and I love how it creates perspective and shows how the tail is tilting slightly. And now we're moving on to the coloring, and with this character, the coloring is always a part I enjoy a lot about doing pixel art. Usually when I would do normal traditional art, I would enjoy doing the sketching, because then you can come up with the character and play around with the proportions, but the sketching with pixel art is quite stressful because you kind of have to block out all the shapes, and because I still don't know how the layers work in this program, I have to erase everything manually, and I can't, you know, put layers on top of each other, delete them. I can't do that. It's all a unit by together, so I really enjoy doing the coloring. We are nearing the end of the video, and it's almost time to show the finished result. Hey guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video, and if you can, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell if you want to stay up to date when a new video comes out. Bye.